Hello and welcome to the video. You join me here today in Galloway Forest. What a beautiful part of the country here in South Scotland. Reason being, I wanted to do something a bit special before Christmas. I had this idea that I wanted to make a Christmas dinner in a mountain bothy. I've never done it before, but I thought, come on, let's give it a go. Only problem is, I wanted to make sure I was the only one there for the night. It's never guaranteed, but you can sort of do things to make sure you're probably going to be. It is a Wednesday afternoon as you join me. I am in one of the most remote places in South Scotland, currently heading to Tunskeen Bothy, which from what I can tell is pretty dead at the best of times. I say all this and I will probably have like a whole party turn up to join me, and if they do, we'll all have Christmas dinner together. Anyway, let's jump into the adventure. Galloway Forest is one of the first places in Scotland I explored when I originally moved up north. I didn't come to Scotland for the first time other than a few years ago, and since then I've ventured all over, but Galloway Forest does seem to be slightly left alone. People don't really come here unless they're serious walkers. I'm actually walking on what is called a forest drive. During the summer you can actually drive down this road and through Galloway Forest. It's pretty amazing that you're allowed to do that. Any car pretty much that can make it on this gravel track is allowed to come down. So during the summer this bothy is a bit more accessible than it is right now. With the current setup that I've got, I do feel a bit like a D.A.V. student marching my way through the Scottish wilderness with things banging all over my back. That's the side of Loch Ricor. It's quite a pretty loch. Not entirely sure how big it is. Probably only maybe a mile or two. A handful of these big lochs or reservoirs in the area, and they're sort of a backdrop to this adventure. That one in particular is very pretty, and still I can't see any people. There's no one anywhere. People, where are you? I don't know, not here. As you can kind of see, I'm coming up to the halfway point now. I've got the last little bit. If I move it, let's have a look. There's the bothy just there. Got this last bit through the forest now, just leaving the reservoir, and we should be at the bothy for the night. Every now and then you'll get like a little point of interest on the map, and the one that's been basically on this journey, there's not been a lot, there's been something called the rocking stones, and I've wondered what the rocking stones are and trying to picture these things in my head, and I think I've just come across them. What a cool little feature, just two boulders stacked on top of each other, probably left behind from the last ice age in the area, which would have been around about 10,000 years ago. Big boulders like that would have been no hassle for a glacier to carry down these valleys, and as the glaciers receded, it's obviously just dropped those boulders on top of each other, and they've stood the test of time. How incredible. If anyone's got any other theories, then drop them below, but the glaciers would be my first guess. What's happened is I've ended up cutting onto a lower path without knowing. I'm now traipsing through basically what is a river underneath just to get back up onto the main track. I'm about 25 kilos heavier too, so I'm just sinking into this moorland as I walk along. It really is energy sapping, that's for sure. Oh, that was a big one. Well, there we go. I finished myself and my boots off in the process of trekking back up from the valley floor up the side, through streams, mini rivers. Oh, I've had a whale of a time. However, I am back on what appears to be the correct track. I got no idea where I missed that turn. I guess I'll find out in the morning on my way back. It's safe to say, after a couple of hours of carrying this weight now, I am really looking forward to getting there for the evening, lighting a fire, chilling out for a little bit, and cooking myself up a Christmas dinner. First glimpses of the Bothy, just over there behind the trees. Oh, there we go, folks. Oh. It's actually pretty warm in here. Nice little fire. Oh yeah, and our logbook as well. Tuesday, 10th of December. So it's been about a week since it was last visited. We've also got this little cupboard as well with some knickknacks. I'm not sure how much I'd fancy eating any of that in there. However, there is a copy of the Holy Bible. Thank God, quite literally. That could be my evening reading at the rate we're going. We've got a couple of sleeping benches just running along here. I'm probably going to set being Chico up along one of them just because we're a little bit close to the fire and a bit close to everything going on as well. It's only one room, this Bothy, which kind of makes it quite easy to be fair. I don't see that we're going to be joined by anyone in the night, considering I've not seen anyone at all. We saw like 3 sheep. That is the only living things we've seen today. So we'll get ourselves set up and then we're going to go from there. I did just film lighting this fire, but I've done it on time-lapse mode, so I'm having to redo it on normal mode now, because I'm an idiot. But the fire is lit. I've got some I've got some firewood that I chopped at home, which I'm going to stack up and around. We are actually going to be cooking on the fire tonight, so I want embers for this. I bought a lot of firewood, that's why my bag was so ridiculously heavy. But it should work out really, really well. We've got a few so-called master logs as well, which should keep the fire going longer. And then for overnight, I've actually bought a bag of briquettes as well. These are really useful. You probably remember them from the last Bothy video, but it will just keep the fire ticking over all night long and keep it nice and warm in here as well. This is starting to rage away, should do with the amount of firelighters that are on it. But yeah, get this place nice and warm. Oh, I think we'll sit by the fire for a little bit, enjoy a warm drink, get our hands nice and toasty, and then jump into dinner. Let's get into our Christmas dinner. It is about time and I'm absolutely starving at this point. It's still going to be a little bit so we can cook on the fire, but if we've got it ready and roaring to go, then it should all be good. So we've got carrots, parsnip. I've also got a bag of Brussels sprouts. These are sort of going to be my burner veg. They're going to be top and bottom. I'm not a massive fan of them. And if the fire takes them, then it is what it is. If you're a Brussels sprout enthusiast, I'm sorry about that, but they are my sacrifice veg in what I'm trying to do here. I've also got, obviously, pigs in blankets as well. And then I've got, because let's face it, no one really likes turkey, I've got a lot of chicken in there, ready and raring to go. Now the plan is obviously to cook in the fire. Oh sorry, I've also got cranberry sauce as well, obviously. The plan is to cook this in the fire. It's going to be really interesting to see how this turns out, because I've not done this for a very long time. I used to do it when I was in Scouts like every year or so. It's been a few years, let's put it that way. But the idea is you chop all the veg up, you sort of line a decent base, then put the chicken in, and then you can sort of wrap it up. And I'm thinking the pigs in blankets might sit on top and should cook quite well like that. And I've got extra strong tin foil, by Sainsbury's, hashtag not sponsored, for this little endeavour. So we're going to chop all the veg up, get all that ready to go. I'm going to try and slice the sprouts as well. I've got my little Opinel knife here for that. We'll get everything chopped up on the board, lay it all out, and make our Christmas dinner parcel ready to go onto the fire. So now normally you would obviously peel carrots, but we're in a mountain bothy, so that isn't going to happen today. I'm just going to slice them into, I don't know, I'm going to say 3 or 4 millimeter slices. Throughout this, I'm going to pretend there's a lot of accuracy in what I'm doing. However, there isn't really. I'm kind of just guessing as I go along, much the way that I operate my entire life. I should stress at this point, this isn't, if you're watching it, a guide on how to cook a Christmas dinner on a campfire. I mean, it may turn into that. You may watch this video, it may be the best damn Christmas dinner you've ever seen, and this could be the best guide on the internet on how to make a Christmas dinner in a mountain bothy. I suspect that's probably not going to be the case, so I shan't sell it as that. I've also never seen someone cut parsnips like this either. It seems slightly sacrilege, but I'm here for it. We're going to work our way through. Again, you're meant to peel sprouts. I understand that. It isn't going to happen. I'm just going to dice some of these up and we will see where we go from there. Stay tuned. It's just gripping here in the mountain bothy, trying to make a Christmas dinner on fire with completely no know-how of really how to do this. And don't listen to that and think, oh, this guy's just blagging it. He knows what he's doing. I don't. This was sort of a last minute idea. I liked it. I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm not claiming to do it very well. I am starting to feel like this is the mountain bothy cooking show at this point. You want a few pieces of tin foil layered on top of each other. Longer than this one. This one's too short, I suspect. Now, a lot of you might know that this actually comes from doing it with banana leaves, traditionally. However, this part of Dumfries and Galloway is having a bit of a shortage on banana leaves at the moment. I couldn't find any in the local forest. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to layer this with our sacrificial vegetable, which is our sprouts and parsnips. I really have no idea how this will turn out in the end. Oh yeah, this is going to be a big old parcel. And then what we're going to do with that is cover it in some cranberry, I think. It's sort of like a garnish is what I'm going to go with. So we're going to cover our chicken with some cranberry sauce. I'll be editing this at home, remembering the time that I got food poisoning. And once we've got that, we're then going to come back in with our veg again. I'm going to wash my hands and come back. Now we've got rid of our chicken hands. I'm not sure whether to add the pigs in blankets or do them separately. I think I'm going to go out on a limb, do them separately. I think that could be a good move. So from here, we'll just cover this in sprouts. I've got to be honest, the aim here is just to not be absolutely poisoned by it. This is like the beefiest Christmas dinner in the world. That's what it looks like. That's kind of what we're working with here. So one thing I do remember from Scouts that did used to work is that we'd add a little bit of water to the package and it would almost like make it steam. Well, that was kind of the idea anyway. So I'm going to put some water in there. Hope that helps. And then we'll cover this over with some more tin foil, and then we'll sort of make something we can put it into the fire on. Hopefully someone does turn up, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to eat all this on my own. This could be Chico's dinner as well as mine, I strongly suspect. Our Christmas dinner, ready to go in the fire. Okay, this is it. The honorary Christmas dinner is going to go into the fire. And we are going to hope that cooks well. I'm going to need more than one hand for this. There we go. Christmas dinner is in the fire. We are just going to have to wait and see how that turns out. We'll shut it in, make it nice and warm in there. This is just a complete waiting game now to see how that comes out. I'm hoping pretty well. I can kind of hear it cooking away in there. We're going to give it 20 minutes and then see where it's at and then go back again. Should be protected, it's nice and warm in there. I'm going to go on a limb and say this works. There we go, after a bit of a relight of the fire, our Christmas dinner looks to be cooked. I've chopped the chicken open so far. That looks pretty good to me. Have we just cooked Christmas dinner in a fire? I can't believe this has actually worked. The reason I say that is just because I've not done this for a very long time, and I was trying to cook quite a lot in quite a confined space, so I'm staggered this has worked. The chicken is all cooked through, the veg is pretty much all cooked through, the Brussels sprouts have worked in terms of being sacrificial, but I mean a lot of it is really well done. I mean that's a parsnip and you can kind of tear it apart. Like really well done. The pigs in blankets I'm not quite as sold by. I suspect Chico's going to end up eating more of these than me. The handful on the edge are fully cooked through, but again, we've got pigs in blankets, we've got parsnips, we've got carrots, we've got Brussels sprouts, we've got, importantly, cranberry sauce as well. This is a proper feast in a mountain Bothy. I am I'm just beyond ecstatic. Like, I can't believe that's worked. There was a point there where I had to get the fire going again, because basically it just died down. You shouldn't normally cook on flames, and I understand why, because it started burning through the tin foil. However, it was a risk, it paid off. We have got dinner done, we've got dinner cooked, and I get to enjoy a Christmas dinner in a remote Scottish mountain Bothy on a random Wednesday night. Yeah, anyway, I'll shut up now, but I've got to be the happiest man in Galloway Forest tonight, surely. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to just chill on down, eat my dinner, carry on watching my film that I was watching, and yeah, just settle in for the night. What a cool thing. Christmas dinner on a fire in a remote mountain Bothy. Anyway, yeah. There we go. And to finish off, of course, is Chico's Christmas dinner. Go on, Chico. Oh yeah, I'll put it by the fire. Ooh, very tasty. In bed for the night with Adventure Doggo as well. As like, are you going to be the radiator throughout the night? Yes, that's the plan. Anyway, I've stacked the fire up for the night. As you can see, Chico's very excited to go to sleep as well, aren't you? Yes. And with that, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning from the mountain Bothy. It was a relatively good night for me and Chico. We slept pretty well. Chico's now here and with me. We didn't bring a sleeping mat in last night because I walked in with a lot of kit for this place, as you all know, obviously, if you've watched this far. So yeah, for some reason I left out a sleeping mat because mine's a bit big. So I was like, we'll just sleep on the wooden platform. And it was kind of fine. There was a lot of tossing and turning in the night. And it was pretty uncomfortable is the word I'm going to use. This morning, It's pretty simple. Going to pack up, write my name in the logbook, and then shoot out. My camera's going to die as well, so I haven't got much filming time left. It looks like a relatively well-used bothy to an extent. It's pretty well passed through anyway. The last people here were actually on the 14th of December, which is only a few days ago. On the Saturday, just someone who signed it and said that the bothy was nice and clean. It's been visited a handful of times in December, a couple of times in November. So yeah, you know, pretty well visited to an extent. There's some nice little logs in here too. I love the little logs that come in. Just people taking a break. Maybe a farmer that's driven in just to check on the condition of it. People bringing in supplies. The ultimate bothy in my 2024. Every month a bothy, and a very poignant one as Ton Scheme was the first ever NBA bothy in the UK. First is the last. Ah, there we go. Well, I've just discovered a fact while reading the book. If that's true, then this is the first ever NBA bothy that I'm sat in. And I cooked Christmas dinner in it. There you go. Right, well, we're going to write our little log in now. Forest Drive with Doggo Chico, taking enough wood and briquettes to get through the night. Cooked Christmas dinner on the fire. Bothy was tidy and we left it the same when we went. Really simple log there, but nice. I'm going to sign our names at the bottom as well, just to let people know we've been here. There's plenty of log space back, so I'll probably take quite a big signing space down here. Bothy, just as we found it. I've also left some firelighters for the next people too. What an epic little journey that has been, and it's time now to head back to the car from the bothy. Oh, go find a coffee somewhere as well. What an epic night here at Ton Scheme Bothy though, that's amazing. And if it is the first one in the UK, then mega. If it isn't, then it's still a cool little bothy. How beautiful as well. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed making this one. I've absolutely loved it. If you've got any more ideas, chuck them my way, and I'll see you in the next video.